Hello friends, in this video I am going to discuss certain useful basic geometric ideas which are very helpful in solving many problems. See, basically in geometry, in certain type of problems, we need to go with a basic construction. See, the construction means the line or the something, the certain part of the given diagram we need to extend using our basic knowledge to solve the problem. So for such type of constructions, initially we need to have certain basic geometrical ideas in our hands. In this video I am going to discuss 4 useful basic ideas which are very helpful in solving many problems, right? Among those, the first one is the first basic geometric idea. I am mentioning it as idea 1. See, for a line segment, if we have a line segment AB, this is line segment AB. For this line segment AB, if you look at point M as the midpoint of line segment AB, any line passing through this midpoint is called as the bisector of this line segment. See, if you draw a line, this line is bisecting this line segment, is a bisector, and this line is another bisector, this line is another bisector, this line is another bisector, this line is another bisector. All these are called the bisectors of line segment AB. Sectioning means dividing, bisectioning means equal division. So bisector means dividing the line segment into 2 equal parts. So all these such lines are called bisectors. Among these bisectors, surely there is one line which bisects perpendicularly. That means surely there exists one line which makes an angle 90 degrees with the given line segment. Then such line segment is called perpendicular bisector. So I have a line segment, and if this is the midpoint and the line which is bisecting, that means which is passing through the midpoint and which is perpendicular to the given line segment AB is called perpendicular bisector. So sectioning, bisectioning, perpendicularly bisectioning. So perpendicular bisector, the name itself is suggesting that that line is bisecting the given line segment perpendicularly. And another important identification regarding this perpendicular bisector is, for suppose in generally at point A, and in generally I am discussing a situation. See, at point A there is a bus station of a city. At point A there is a bus station of city, and at point B a supermarket is located. See, this is the location of a bus station and this is the location of a supermarket. I need to take a house for rent which is nearer to the both these points, which is at equal distance for this bus station as well as the supermarket. Then which street you will suggest to take house for rent such that that location is equal distance from these two locations. Okay, so in such type of situations we solve that, we suggest that if you take the street which is like a perpendicular bisector of these two locations, then any house or any point on this street on this perpendicular bisector is equal distance from the given two line segments. See, the general situation is this is the bus station and this is the supermarket, and I need to take a house for rent which is at equal distance from these two stations. So that location, that street where I need to take rent for the house is the perpendicular bisector of the line segment AB. So finally what we conclude is any point on the perpendicular bisector is equidistant from the endpoints of the line segment, and we can prove it using congruencies in some other parts of geometry, right? As initially we need to identify what is a perpendicular bisector and what is the speciality of a perpendicular bisector. Perpendicular bisector is a line which bisects the given line segment and perpendicular to the given line segment, and if you take a point on this perpendicular bisector, and that point is surely equal distance from the endpoints of the line segment. And this is the first basic idea of geometry which is very helpful in solving many problems. Coming to the second idea, idea 2. This idea 2 is angular bisector. See how an angle is formed. Already we discussed about the angle in the previous two videos. Now angular bisector. First suppose there are two rays forming an angle. This is the angle, and I am going to discuss about the angular bisector. Bisector means equal division. Angular bisector means a line which is dividing this angle into two equal parts. This is the angular bisector. These two angles are equal, say alpha and alpha. So angular bisector is a line which bisects the given angle. So this is the angular bisector. And the speciality regarding this angular bisector is, if you take a point on this angular bisector is equidistant from the two arms of the angle. This angular bisector is at same distance from the two arms of the angle. So this is called the distance. Take a point, and the distance from point to a line is usually the perpendicular distance. That's our idea 3 actually. So angular bisector, any point on the angular bisector is equidistant from the arms of the angle. And angular bisector is the line which bisects the angle. So this is idea 3. This idea of angular bisector solves many problems in different situations. Again, as we discussed in the idea 1, for example, I have two streets. Okay, this is one street and this is another street. I need to establish a bookstall or a supermarket which is near to the houses in this street as well as houses in this street. So to establish that supermarket which is nearer to these two streets, I need to locate it on angular bisector of these two streets. If I take a shop for rent on this angular bisector, then surely that is equidistant for all the houses on the two arms of that angular bisector. So there is a regular situation. Okay, this is the second idea of angular bisector. And coming to the idea 3. Idea 3 is nothing but I have a point here and I have a line here. See, this is the line and this is the point. If you look at it, there are different ways to reach line from this point, right? All these are the different ways to reach from point to the line. Among all those ways, the shortest one is the mentioned as the distance from point to a line. That shortest one is the perpendicular one. Okay, and again we discuss how it is the shortest in some other videos, but initially we need to have an idea regarding this one. That's why I mentioned it as idea 3. So the distance from a point to a line is always perpendicular distance. We need to keep in mind that the distance from a point to a line is nothing but the perpendicular distance, because among all these distances this is the shortest one, so we usually treat this as the perpendicular one. So in any case, if we face the situation where we need to identify the distance from a point to a line, we have to identify it as the perpendicular distance. So this is idea 3, which is also very useful in solving many problems. Right? Then coming to idea 4. That idea 4 is also a very useful one. See, I have a point, okay, and I have a line. And we are very familiar, we know that there exists a many number of lines passing through this point, and there exists infinite number of lines passing through this point. There exists infinite number of lines passing through one point, that is the right side actually. And all these lines are in infinite directions, but surely we can identify one line which is parallel to the given line. See, I have a line and a point. There exists infinite number of lines passing through that point. But among all those many lines, surely there exists one line which is parallel to the given line. So keeping this in mind, we usually construct different lines in many problems. For suppose I have a line here and I have a point here. So surely I can draw a parallel line for the given line through this point. This is the idea 4. So surely we can draw one line parallel to the given line through the given point, and this idea is helpful to solve many problems. So these are the basic 4 ideas in geometry which are very useful in many problems, and in the coming videos we are going to discuss different problems where these ideas are also utilized. Thank you.